Hey everybody, I'm Anthony.
I'm Tim.
I'm Joey.
And I'm Chris.
We are DarkStar. Today we're going to be watching Doomsday, Hulk fighting to the death in a death battle. Who do you guys think has the edge?
That's
I'm
tough.
going my
The
boy
Hulk never
Hulk.
loses. I'm going for the Hulk.
I'm going for my boy Hulk for sure, hands down.
I hate
like
the Hulk. I just want to put it out there. I hate the Hulk.
Joey
He's
hates the Hulk.
overrated and
I
too
like the
overpowered.
Hulk.
He's
but,
like,
I mean,
Joey's
one-
been
the
like,
one-
dude, Hulk is overrated. Hulk is the worst character in Marvel. Marvel Ultimate vs. Capcom 3. Joey's like, dude, Hulk's the worst character on there, dude.
I love the Hulk, but the only I really know about Doomsday is shit that y'all have told me, and I'm pretty sure y'all have said he can't die by like the
That's
same
definitely not what we said.
thing twice. So I
Oh,
guess he
okay,
can
there
die
you go.
once. If he dies once, then maybe it'd be over with. I don't know if he can come back to life in the battle, but they're fighting to the death. It's gonna be hard to kill Doomsday. Hard to kill the Hulk too. So I'm gonna go with Hulk as of right now before I see what they explain, because Hulk, I love Hulk, but I see it being a tough challenge killing Doomsday.
I'm taking, we can't do like any of our explanation right here, Tony.
No, let's wait
Right.
until we.
Okay.
I mean, you can say like basic stuff if you want. Just
I was just gonna point out, like, in my mind, he can die, which you did end up saying that it was the second time, but the point of that is like, it's to the death. So like, if he dies, it's match over, regardless if he comes back. It's match over. Like, it's to the death. So the first time he dies, that's game over.
I think.
that power
I think
is
as long as
basically-
they're like, as long as they don't do like a before, like, oh, he's died this way, this way, this way.
Yeah,
already.
that's gonna suck dick, because I mean, I don't feel like the Hulk has that many different ways to kill Doomsday than fucking Superman probably would. So
I guess we won't know until we actually start. Which one would you guys prefer to win?
Hulk.
Doomsday. I hope he shits on Hulk.
I have seen this, but I don't remember who wins. So luckily, I can. I'm not gonna be able to pick, obviously, but I'm gonna be able to kind of talk without having to worry about giving any hints or anything like that, because I absolutely have no idea who wins.
This
I don't
fucking
even
Tony guy
remember
lives on YouTube.
I don't even remember
He's
the
seen
battle at all.
everything.
Honestly, we might start watching it, and I might realize that I haven't seen it, because I legitimately don't remember a fucking thing from this death battle. So I don't even know if it's like a 3D one or a 2D one. So I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, I know some feats for Hulk and Doomsday. Doomsday beat Superman to death one time, so that's a plus. Hulk. Did you just talk to him, or just
Yeah.
move your lips and not say anything? Okay.
I thought talk.
Okay.
I just said I want Doomsday to win.
You got to use your big boy voice. The
Yeah.
most of the feats I know for Hulk were like World War Hulk. So I don't know if they're gonna allow like all of his different versions of Hulk. He might be OP then. I don't really know. But
there's one feat they add in, which is before World War Hulk, which is known as his greatest feat ever, and that was back like old school Avengers. Like, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
I think he lifted a mountain once or something,
Yep,
or held it up.
Exactly. He literally held up a whole top half of a mountain from crushing the Avengers. It was like an hour or some shit like that.
That's good, but I mean, Superman can move planets and shit, and Doomsday beat him to death. So, I mean, I don't know.
But you don't know what Doomsday had. I mean, it's not like the Hulk is fucking weak to kryptonite. We don't know what Doomsday had whenever he did that.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I
thought
personally
he
never
just
read
fought
that
him.
comic. I knew it happened, but I never read that comic, so you don't know. Like Lex Luthor had some kind of fucking plane in it or anything else going on there. So
True. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Doomsday comes at Hulk with fucking kryptonite, and he's gonna be fucking leaving with that shit between his fucking forehead. So
I'm sure we're gonna hear
let's
some
go.
crazy shit here in a second for
Oh,
the
yeah.
discussion.
I'm sure too, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's all we need for the pre-discussion. We'll
Didn't Doomsday die to Kryptonite in the Batman vs Superman?
Yeah, well, luckily that came out after this death battle, and I'm pretty sure Doomsday isn't like a failed General Zod kryptonite experiment in the comics. So
Fair enough. Fair enough. I totally forgot what even happened in that movie.
He is an
Spoiler-
experiment,
Hashtag spoiler
but-
alert, by the way.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
I feel like if anybody hasn't seen Batman vs Superman at this point, they just don't want to see Batman vs Superman at this
Sure.
point.
True. All right, well, let's watch it, and then we will discuss after.
Yep.
All right, 3, 2, 1, start.
DJ Yoda.
Pure, unadulterated rage. Usually, in a stressful
Hey, I'm
situation, you
subscribed to
want
him.
to avoid this sort of emotion in order to keep yourself focused.
Unless you're a giant rampaging pile of muscles, like these two.
Dr. Bruce Banner, the Incredible Hulk.
And Doomsday, the monster who killed Superman. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons,
My
armor,
God.
and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Whatever that movie's Hulk is should be the Hulk they use for
Within
this.
each of us,
Yeah,
oft
for sure.
times, there dwells a mighty and raging fury.
You talking about the
And
animated
this
movie?
suits no one better
No,
than
the
the
live-action
mild-mannered
Hulk thing.
scientist Bruce Banner.
Like the really
'Cause
old
when
one.
Bruce gets angry, oh boy, you wouldn't like him when he's angry.
Dr. Robert Bruce Banner may have grown up with few friends, but what he lacked in popularity, he made up tenfold with his intellect. However, in spite of his gifts, it was never enough to earn the respect and love of his father.
Partly because Bruce was so smart that his alcoholic dad literally thought he was a monster and expressed that to Bruce pretty thoroughly. God damn!
Damn.
How much distance do you think you got there, Wiz?
Oh my
9,
God.
10 feet?
Man, with an arm like that, he could really go places. Like the nut house after he murdered his wife right in front of Bruce. Aw.
Understandably traumatized, Bruce coped by creating an imaginary
say
friend to
that I
talk
knew
to.
any of
You
that
know I had an
backstory.
imaginary friend once.
You did.
True.
What was his name?
Dad.
Oh. Well, Bruce's friend served as an emotional outlet all the way through his college graduation.
That's pretty
However,
bad, too,
his
because I've seen a
advice to
couple
Bruce was
Hulk movies.
oftentimes
I haven't, so.
destructive.
So when the U.S.
I
military
had no
recruited
fucking
Bruce
clue.
to make weapons, it was actually kind of fitting.
Bruce was tasked with developing a gamma bomb, which would use gamma
Not a
radiation
dick.
to
Not a
target
dick.
enemy weapons and buildings without endangering human lives. At least, that's what Bruce was told.
Surprise, surprise! Gamma radiation is actually pretty fucking harmful. And when it came time to test the bomb and some dumb kid decided to play his harmonica right in the test zone, Bruce asked his assistant to stop the countdown and dashed off to save him. But turns out his assistant was a Russian spy who set off the bomb
What an
anyway.
asshole.
On that strange, strange day, Bruce's imaginary friend became a real-life terror.
Whatever this
as
is
he
from, it's the
transformed
greatest
into
animation of all
the
time.
Incredible Hulk.
Really?
Yes,
Is he mad?
apparently. Ever since, whenever
Ah.
he's angry, Bruce's body and mind morphs into that
Your
of the
move
Hulk's,
now, bro.
granting him unmeasurable power.
While he loses Bruce's brain power, the Hulk is ridiculously strong. He can leap great distances, survive the harshest environments, and most importantly, smash the crap out of everything with his bare fists.
He also knows a technique known as the thunderclap, which creates a shockwave that can deafen foes, level forests, and push back explosions.
As if he needed anything more than that, the Hulk has a healing factor that gives Wolverines a run
does.
for his money.
You're
Yes,
healing.
it does.
You should be dead.
He's super strong and super hard to kill. What's not to like?
Well, there's one little detail that kind of ruins the whole experience. Bruce can't really control the Hulk. In fact, the Hulk is his own being, and they both hate each other, vying for dominance over Bruce's body. And yet, Bruce and the Hulk are often reminded how much they depend on each other for survival.
Bruce figured if he was stuck with his big green Goliath forever, he might as well try using it for good, eventually joining the Avengers, Defenders, the Fantastic Four, and even the Illuminati.
Hulk has held up a 150 billion
Yep.
ton mountain, escaped Earth's gravitational pull with a single jump.
And one time when a planet's tectonic plates started splitting apart, threatening to shatter the whole world, he just jumped right in there and pulled the planet back together.
The estimated average mass of a
Dude,
single lithospheric plate is nearly
Please.
45 quintillion tons, and the Hulk pulled two of these together with nothing but his bare hands.
And he's not just strong and tough, he's more than twice as fast as a fighter jet. which puts him over
My
Mach
boy.
5 speeds at least, and he can always go faster if he's pissed off enough.
This is because the Savage Hulk's strength is directly related to his anger. The angrier he gets, the more powerful he becomes. In theory, this means his maximum level of strength is potentially infinite. And when he taps into that immeasurable rage to the fullest, he truly lives up to his name of World Breaker.
Bigger, stronger, and oozing with gamma radiation, the World Breaker Hulk is so powerful, with a single stomp he created earthquakes felt hundreds of miles away. In his battle with Sentry, basically Marvel Superman, they almost destroyed New
That's
York.
World War Hulk.
And when battling another World Breaker Hulk, a single collision between them obliterated an entire planet.
Even the mutant Darwin's power, which specifically adapts to counter any enemy, decided that the best defense against the Hulk was to be somewhere else.
Holy hell! Who could even stand up to this madness?
Not many, obviously. Typically, Bruce does his best to contain and limit the Hulk's power. In fact, World Breaker Hulk is a result of Bruce relinquishing that control entirely. In terms of combat, usually only cosmic beings like Silver Surfer or Zeus have the might to challenge the Hulk.
Oh yeah, like that one time Zeus hit him so hard it burned out his healing factor.
But even gods sometimes have to learn the hard way. You do not mess with the Incredible Hulk.
I am a god, you dull creature, and I will not be bullied by that.
MVP right there. I'll give him that. MVP.
And now their thing for Doomsday is gonna be like, and this is Doomsday. Who do you think is gonna win?
What if all you had ever known was hatred and aggression, violence and pain? This life is reality for
YouTube comments, Doomsday, yeah. Doomsday guy.
Thousands of years ago, on an uninhabitable prehistoric planet which would one day be known as Krypton, a scientist named Bertrand intended to engineer the ultimate life form.
Yep, it's another one of those stories, but with one hell of a twist.
See, at this time, Krypton was a harsh wasteland filled with nothing but sharp rocks, poisonous air, and violent predators.
Bertrand believed that if he could create something that could live through that, they could survive just about anywhere.
To realize this theory, Bertrand acquired an infant from somewhere, and through a rapidly accelerated evolution process, attempted to transform him into his dream creation.
Oh, don't try to dance around it, Wiz. Bertrand put that little sucker into a baby cannon, blasted him into the wild to get murdered by any number of things, sucked up what was left of him with a vacuum cleaner, and just cloned a new one out of the mess to do it all over again.
Well,
Yep.
yeah. The idea being each new clone would be stronger than the one before, thus covering millions of years of evolution in just a few decades.
That doesn't sound like science.
No, it doesn't. So after 30 straight years of baby murder, one of the clones finally survived the test. Amazed by his own success, Bertrand named this baby the Ultimate.
The ultimate baby.
But to the rest of the universe, he was their Doomsday.
So, dude.
See, Wiz, reloading as it is, patenting my baby cannon was a good idea.
Successful as Bertrand's experiment was, it was anything but
That's his
a
best
good
feat, killing a
idea.
deer.
Turns out, while Doomsday usually appears to be a mindless beast, he remembered every single time Bertrand had him killed. As a result, Doomsday had been unintentionally programmed at a genetic level to hate everything that lives.
Bummer. Needless to say, Bertrand was pretty screwed.
Because even with 30 years of development, Bertrand had never quite figured out what to do if his experiment actually worked. Because Bertrand is the worst.
I mean, he did do what he set out to do. He made an 8'10" monster that doesn't need to eat, breathe, or have internal organs to live. It just kills and kills and kills some more.
Doomsday possesses enormous strength, incredible durability, and poisonous spikes which can extend. But due to Bertrand's experiments, Doomsday's greatest power of all is his ability to adapt to his opponent's powers.
After taking his sweet revenge, Doomsday stowed away on a supply ship and ravaged dozens of planets until he finally found himself on Earth.
On that day, Doomsday did the unthinkable. On that day, Doomsday killed Superman. Well, kind of. He actually put him into a super sleep. After several days, he kind of woke up more powerful.
Yeah, we all know, Wiz. At least Soups took Doomsday down with him. Or maybe not. Turns out, whenever Doomsday dies, he just comes back to life, forever immune to whatever killed him in the first place.
Can't beat me the same way twice.
He's been punched to death by Superman, blasted apart by the Radiant's energy, brutally ripped in half, incinerated by Imperiex, and just curb stomped by a Kryptonian horde.
Practically invulnerable at this point, Doomsday's taken on DarkSide, tanking his Omega beams and beating him to near death. He single-handedly defeated most of the Justice League and took on an energy attack that wiped out a fifth of a planet.
He's punched through the Phantom Zone, battled super beings called Gogs for a century, and even broken Wonder Woman's arms. Arms strong enough to help pull the Earth.
And during his rematch with the Man of Steel, after witnessing Doomsday survive an explosion equivalent to 1 million
Holy
nukes,
shit.
Superman realized that the only way to stop him was to send him to the end of time.
At his most powerful, Doomsday's mere presence can boil the ocean and disintegrate buildings. A casual stroll across Africa made wildebeest an
Holy
endangered
shit.
species just by walking around. But what he's got in strength, he really lacks in brains.
Not that he's dumb, he just literally lacks a brain. More often than not, Doomsday is little more than a one-track mind-killing machine. This makes his intentions predictable, and a clever opponent could use this to, say, lead him into a trap. And should that foe come up with a new way to hurt Doomsday, he could be killed.
Still, that's gonna be pretty goddamn hard to do.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But first, Wiz won't stop talking about this thing, so he wants to tell you about it.
I feel like with my comic book knowledge, I'm gonna say so last.
All right.
And I go ahead.
No, I was just responding to him.
I mean, it definitely seems like it's gonna come over with the other ways he's died. I mean, the way I took it, that's what it sounded like to me.
I agree.
I mean, so I feel like he's been beat to death before. I don't know how else the Hulk's gonna kill him. I mean,
There's only one way that I can
don't
think
matter
of.
space.
But
That's already. No.
He's gonna throw him into the sun. I don't know. I have no clue.
that was the only other way I could think that he would be able to kill him is throw him into the sun. But
Yeah, but
I
definitely
feel
bring
like
in the
that's
other
happened
shit
at some
into it.
point too, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
I really want the Hulk to win, but there's not much argument I have made. I don't think the Hulk can kill him.
I do.
I don't think there's a way the Hulk can kill him that hasn't happened yet. So I'm gonna pick Doomsday. There's not much behind it. That's what I feel.
Based on their emphasis, I think that the thing that I'm seeing is one of two things is going to happen. They're going to say that Bruce Banner is the clever enough part that he can take advantage of Doomsday's like one-track mind, or they're going to say that he couldn't use Banner, so therefore he was too dumb to take advantage of Doomsday's thing because when the only way he could be strong enough to take on Doomsday was Banner like completely giving up
Smart, man.
control to let it get to like World Breaker Hulk. So I feel like that's kind of where I think the question lies. Do they think that Banner's going to be able to help, or is Banner going to have to give up all control, which means Hulk's going to be strong, but is he going to
Super
be
strong.
too dumb to be able to do something about or be able to take advantage of Doomsday's seemingly only weakness, which is
Brain.
well, just having like a one-track mind, kill, 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 only like being predictable or whatever. That's where I kind of think the question's gonna get broke down into.
I don't know, man. Doomsday seems stupid strong, but at the same time, every time I doubt the Hulk, man, every time he freaking does some stupid stuff and wins.
Well,
It's incredible.
to be fair,
No pun intended.
they to be fair, the other problem is that they might go the route of saying, you know, the fight lasts a while and then Hulk just keeps getting angry and angry and stronger, and they said that his strength could be infinite. But I don't know, I feel like the way they set it up, they're I don't know. I feel like they're kind of giving the edge in terms of survivability and strength to Doomsday to start, and Hulk's going to have to do something to win. And like Joey said, I just don't see how I don't know how he kills him. Maybe he just does. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's
I
a
don't know.
it's a group of these two people making the death battle, so they can kind of make whatever rules they want to. So who knows what they'll decide? You know what I mean? Maybe they'll just say, well, technically Doomsday wasn't killed this exact way, so
Yep.
this counts. You know what I mean? So I mean, I have no idea.
Fair enough.
Oh man, it's gonna bite me, but I'm gonna go with Doomsday. But Chris, go ahead. Sorry.
So you're both locked in? Yeah.
I guess
am.
so.
Okay. So I agree and I disagree with a couple certain facts. So where I agree at is the fact that you guys keep bringing up, and I definitely agree with Tony here, is that they definitely brought in the survival spot. So they specifically said he's been beaten to death. So obviously we can just completely throw that out. They wouldn't bring up I mean, he's probably died maybe like fucking 2,000 times at this point in the comics, but they brought up 4 specific ones, and that was one of them, that he had been beaten to death. So I don't think that's going to happen. I also don't think that he's even going to turn into. I think Bruce Banner's going to play into this, and I don't think he's going to turn into Warbreaker Hulk solely for the fact that even if he did, I don't think that's how he would kill Doomsday, because they said Doomsday has survived so many nuclear bombs. I mean, it's basically the same thing, like a gamma bomb going off. So it's basically going to be the same thing in my opinion. I don't think it's going to affect him at all. This is why I think Hulk is going to win. They specifically pointed out, unlike any other thing, the Hulk has one thing that he does that no one else can do, and that's the thunderclap. I think Warbreaker Hulk doing the thunderclap with the sonic boom will rip his skin straight off, kill Doomsday that way. I definitely think that now, because Superman doesn't have it, no one else has it. Literally, that's the only, and they specifically pointed it out. Specifically pointed out when they were doing Hulk's thing that this is a skill unique to him, the thunderclap. If he was to do that as Warbreaker Hulk, now where I am confused, not to backtrack, where I am confused is that with it being Warbreaker Hulk, at that point in the comics, and this is where I kind of disagree, kind of agree, Banner gave into the Hulk. He said, there's no reason to fight anymore. We're the same person. We had the same goals. If we were to meld together, we would be a better person. So he gave in, and then Hulk was the Hulk, but had Banner's intelligence. That shit's canon. That's even in the fucking cartoons. I was just watching the latest fucking Avengers cartoon other day, and they were talking about it, where Iron Man was like, I can't figure out this problem. And Hulk was sitting there eating a bowl of cereal, and he fucking said whatever the answer was. And Iron Man just looked at him. He's like, puny Banner still in here. Like, he just gave into him. So I'm not 100% sure where Death Battle is on that, because the feats that they were showing with like Warbreaker Hulk, that's World War Hulk, that's all after Banner gives in. So I'm kind of confused on how that's going to play into it. I mean, I know they said the whole, like, Banner trying to hold back the strength, but I mean, at that point in time, Banner wasn't really a factor anymore. Like, there was no more Banner. It's just Hulk. So that part I'm confused. I don't know how that's going to play out. I feel like if Banner's given in at that point, then he's going to do something to outsmart the fact that Doomsday's died by this many times, and he's going to do something else to kill him. If it's going to be just dumb, pure rage Hulk, I definitely think it's going to come down to his thunderclap, because that's a way that he obviously has not been killed before, and that's going to be what's going to kill him.
Did I mention I hate Hulk?
That thunderclap thing definitely changes it up a little bit.
Yeah, it
Yep,
does.
I picked the Hulk.
Personally, I still think that, and I think that the crew at Death Battle might believe this as well. I personally still think that the tier of the Justice League versus the Avengers is just a couple notches higher. And so I think that the feats that he's going to have, they're going to just say that they're better. Like fighting Superman or taking on the Justice
enough.
League and stuff like that.
Said he
So,
broke Wonder Woman's arms, man.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same point, you're not looking at the tier of the Justice League versus the Avengers. Then you're looking at the tier of Doomsday fighting the Justice League versus the tier of who Hulk fights. The Hulk doesn't fight the Avengers. The Hulk fights people like fucking Galactus and shit like that. Like that's a completely different scenario. It's not the tier versus those two teams. It's the tier versus Doomsday versus them, and then fucking Hulk versus whoever they fight. I mean, that's a different scenario in my opinion.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that they're going to look at like Hulk versus the Justice League. So, for example, they said Hulk did whatever with the tectonic plates, and that's some odd quintillion fucking
48, I think is what they said. But
yeah, tons. And there's that non-canon, but it is in one of the things, and they've shown complete willingness to use non-canon material where Superman is just like easily like lifting like with one hand normally like 400 quintillion tons or something like that. So like that's the kind of stuff that I think they're gonna look at and say, well, look, fucking Hulk can do that, because they specifically gave a measurement for like Hulk's top end feet, and they didn't do anything for Doomsday. So I don't
Did
know
they?
how that's gonna play.
I could have sworn to God they said it was infinity. An infinite amount is what they said.
Well, they said that.
So the matter he gets, as long as he can tap into that, the matter he gets, it's infinite.
Well, I said feet. So.
No, well, I mean, I guess. I mean, once again, like I said, I understand Doomsday killed Superman, but at the same time, it's even like they said, he was knocked out. So it didn't really kill Superman. He knocked him the fuck out, sure. But, I mean, anybody with kryptonite in their back pocket can do that at this point, I feel. So, I'm too impressed.
Hopefully Superman doesn't show up, dude. He's like street level.
Oh, my God. I would have said.
I mean, you said beating Superman was not an impressive feat, so, I mean.
Knocking Superman out is not an impressive feat, no. I mean, he got beat by a bat with no powers. I mean, we can go back and fucking forth on this all day. Like I said, anybody with kryptonite in their back pocket can take down Superman.
But Doomsday didn't have kryptonite, so.
Do you know that for a fact?
Yes, I do.
You said you didn't read it.
Well, based on what they said, since they said they didn't say he had kryptonite, I am willing to say for a fact that he did not have kryptonite.
Let's go.
Because he would have died if Doomsday was beating the shit out of him with kryptonite.
All right, I agree with Joey. Let's go so we can see Doomsday fucking pull a pillow and a fucking blanket up for Hulk. Put him in a nap too. Let's go. Let's do it.
All right.
I
You guys ready?
love Hulk. I hope Doomsday rips his fucking head off, dude.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, start.
Joe, you pick Doomsday?
Yeah.
All right.
Guy picked first.
Ruby?
So many different races, man. How?
Oh my gosh. This is just Ruby?
Oh shit. Drop the green monster on me.
I saw it, dude.
Hulk smash ugly cycles!
Hulk is probably going to kill a bunch of people too, but, you know, whatever.
Very true. Very true.
In a boxing ring right now.
Oh, joke.
Until they start picking up cars. Oh, here we go. Nah, fam. Missing him out.
Stupid gray man! On cat Markle! Oh man! Hulk hate you! Hulk hates spiky beard!
Yep.
Oh, well, Hulk's going to win.
God dang it.
You break buildings good,
Healing factor?
but Hulk break walls!
Okay.
He's going to blow up the whole world?
Looks like it. Physically not doing anything to Hulk anymore at this point.
death isn't gonna work though.
Apparently it is.
Dismembering limb from fucking limb.
Got a healing factor too.
Alright. I changed my mind. I have no idea who's gonna win.
Those poison spikes, man.
Those are poison?
Yes,
I don't know why Joey knows they're poison. I don't remember that.
They said they're poison spikes.
Oh, really?
Punch his head off. Oh shit!
Oh,
Wow. I feel that's crazy. I don't.
Holy
Oh.
crap.
That was beautiful.
With the
I
Hulk's
really
immeasurable
fucking disagree with that
power
one.
and
Like, he didn't do
Doomsday's
shit.
impossible immortality, this truly felt like a fight between an unstoppable force and an immovable
That was
object.
nuts.
Hulk may have had the advantage in raw strength, at least at his full potential, but Doomsday could certainly hold his ground. His victories against the likes of Superman and DarkSide prove he can take a hit from someone strong enough to break planets.
And by experience, Doomsday had the speed advantage. He regularly fights foes with light speed capabilities, while that kind of speed is an extreme rarity in the Marvel Universe. In fact, the only foe that fast who Hulk's ever seemed to keep pace with in a one-on-one match was Sentry, and that was when he was at his most powerful stage, Worldbreaker Hulk.
So overall, Hulk had strength and Doomsday had speed, but neither completely outclassed the other. At first glance, this one looked like it could go either way.
Which means the devil's in the very tiny details.
So why couldn't the Hulk's infinite strength just keep rising and eventually overwhelm Doomsday?
Well, even assuming Hulk's strength was infinite, his healing factor was not. Don't get me wrong, it can only be overtaxed by hits from absurdly powerful beings such as Zeus or Sentry, whom Doomsday certainly compares.
Naturally, Doomsday's crazy strength and speed started wearing that healing factor down.
Here's where it gets a bit tricky. The Hulk may look like a giant green monster, but he's still technically human, and his power directly correlates with his anger. A human being's anger stems from an increase in hormones and adrenaline in the body. However, the brain can only produce these chemicals at such a rate for a limited time, eventually giving up and turning apathetic. Therefore, Hulk's limitless power could never have existed without his healing factor. It's the key. It allowed his body to continue producing hormones and adrenaline far beyond the norm, theoretically an endless supply, thus increasing his superhuman power to an immeasurable degree. So, Doomsday overtaxing his healing factor meant the Hulk could no longer maintain his increasing rage and Hulk form.
And if you're still skeptical, that's why there's a bunch of times in comics when a huge impact forced the Hulk to turn back into Bruce Banner, including that battle between Worldbreaker Hulk and Sentry. With his healing power beaten down, he literally couldn't keep himself angry enough to stay in Hulk mode.
I love science, but there's still one more thing. Thanks to his battles with Superman and other Kryptonians, Doomsday has evolved to a point where it's basically impossible to kill him with brute force alone.
So Hulk couldn't have killed him by just getting angry enough to punch harder than Doomsday ever felt.
Precisely. Here's the proof. Superman and Doomsday eventually had a rematch, in which Superman was much more powerful than their first battle. As we discussed
hell?
before, Superman's power is also potentially limitless by way of continually absorbing solar energy, and at this point in his story, he'd begun to discover that.
But try as he might, despite his increased power, Supes couldn't kill Doomsday with blunt force a second time.
Ultimately, Doomsday's immunity to being ripped, impaled, incinerated, blasted with energy, and being beaten by blunt force from both focused and multiple sources means Hulk just didn't have the options available to take Doomsday out before his healing factor was overtaxed.
On this day, Hulk met his doom.
Crazy.
Doomsday.
The winner is Doomsday.
Next time on
All right, I'd be curious to see if that was the explanation the comics gave, or if the comics just show him when his healing factor goes out that he turns into Bruce Banner, and then they tried to come up with their own explanation for why that occurs.
I mean, I've personally have never read that in the comics, and I mean, they even referred back to Wolverine's healing factor, and was like his healing factor gives Wolverine's a run for his money, and I've literally have never heard of that happening to Wolverine either. Like his healing factor just, yeah, fuck it, I'm giving up. I mean, never. So I don't know, but at the same time, Wolverine's got a fucking adamantium skeleton as well. So I maybe it's shit. Just I don't know. I don't know. I'm willing to eat my words on that one, I guess, because I didn't. I mean, it was kind of a hard battle to choose first off, solely for the fact that, I mean, going into it, I went based off the 4 specific ways they said that Doomsday had died. And in that last scenario, they were like, well, how many times he's went up against Superman? He's basically unkillable at this point. So, I mean, obviously, I didn't think about the fact that they weren't just going off of just those 4 deaths. So, that's my bad.
It was definitely a good fight, man. At the beginning, I was like, man, Doomsday is wrecking the Hulk right now, man. I'm pretty sure the Hulk's gonna win. And then whenever he like turned into World Breaker, I was like, I was pretty worried.
Dude.
I'm surprised the fight didn't go into space, honestly.
When
Like,
he came
I
into-
can't believe he didn't jump out of.
Well,
the
neither one
atmosphere
of them
or
can just like fucking. I mean, Worldbreaker Hulk can like fucking jump in that shit, but I don't think they have like a way to. Doomsday's been just thrown into space before.
No, they said that Hulk was able to break the gravitational pull on Earth just from one jump, and that was not even World War Hulk or World Breaker Hulk.
Yeah.
That's one of the
Well,
things about in there.
I just mean like, I guess one of them would have had to have killed the other one in space, is what I guess Tim was saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if they both just fucking ended up in space and somehow ended up away from each other, like I don't see how they end up continuing the fight. They both just float there. They don't have anything to push off of. They're just gonna have to wait until they orbit around enough times till they fucking fight. That'd be a lot longer of a video, I think. I don't know. I've seen some of these death battles, and I feel like they have, like I said, regardless of whether or not it's accurate or not, I think they have a higher level of respect for DC level characters than they do for Marvel. They even said in their speed feats that Marvel characters rarely show the ability to keep up with. So that's the only reason I brought it up before the actual video started.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, I disagree with Tim. I don't feel like Hulk did anything in that fight. Doomsday beat the fuck out of him, and then he went into fucking Worldbreaker Hulk and hit him 3 times. And on the 3rd hit, he fucking knocked Doomsday down to the ground, and that's when Doomsday fucking stabbed him. Like Hulk got 3 hits. Like that was like it, dude.
That's true. The only thing that seems
Oh,
to
Doomsday
actually
was
I thought-
kicking Hulk's
the way
ass,
you
and I
phrased
thought
it
Hulk
was
gonna
like-
come back and win.
Yeah, okay, sorry. I guess I didn't understand the ending of your sentence then. I thought you were saying that like Doomsday was kicking his ass the whole time, and it was like, okay, and then he went into Worldbreaker Hulk, and it was different. But
yeah, it seemed like the only thing that really slowed Doomsday down was the clap for a short period of time. But obviously, it was in the middle. I mean, pretty early in the fight, so that wasn't obviously going to be the end of it. So as soon as that happened, I was like, well, I'm not sure how he kills him now because there's no way this is going to kill him.
the only thing I could think of is after he did that was that he was going to do it again in Worldbreaker Hulk form. It was going to be, obviously amplified.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, like when he started grabbing his head, like I started thinking, like it could it explode his fucking brain if he did it like loud enough. Like that's obviously probably a way he hasn't been killed yet. So that's what I thought was going to happen. But
Actually, say he doesn't have a brain.
explode his head. Either way, he's got ears, so something's going to happen. Have you seen Scanners, Joey? Scanners?
I mean, that is an interesting question. I wonder. I mean, has Doomsday been beheaded? I mean, would he just fucking
Like
he can
from
just
the
grow? He can just grow his limbs back, like
Yeah, but I
easily
don't
if he
think
doesn't
can
have
do
a.
it. It's just- yeah, he doesn't have a brain. Yeah,
I mean, if
no
he doesn't have a
organs, no
brain, what
organs
does it
at all.
matter if his head
They said
gets
no organs at all.
blown up? You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't know. So
That is weird.
Yep.
once again, I mean, it's to the point like they said that Superman was just like, we literally basically can't kill him anymore. We'll have to send him to the end of time. It's the only way to stop him. So, I mean, there's not a lot of options for killing him if they're giving him
I
all
agree.
of those deaths. So
I doubled down on the thunderclap. Doubled down.
true.
It was definitely a good one, though. I like the whole fight scene was really good.
I was definitely wrong about this being older than the movie, though. By the way, or at least the trailer for the Batman
Yeah,
vs Superman
they
movie.
definitely-
I saw it and I was like, oh. But, that's pretty much a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle right there, so it doesn't really count. All right.
Well, yeah.
Well, I guess that's it for this one. I don't think I ever actually watched that one, so I wish I would have known that. But oh well. What are you gonna do?
Who do you vote for, Tony?
Yeah. I wish this one would have counted, but unfortunately, it does not. But what are you gonna do? I don't even know what the points exactly are right now, but I know Tim's winning, so we're gonna have to start.
now.
We're gonna have to start trying to. I'm gonna have to start trying to lead him away from the correct
I'm
answers.
gonna have to fuck up real bad.
No, there's a lot of death battles, Tim. A lot of death
Tim.
battles.
No,
I think Tim's
I
up
get
by
that,
like
but-
one, right?
What'd you say?
I think Tim's up by like one.
By you, yeah. He's up on 2 on me now. And you're up on 1 on me now.
Got you.
I think I would like a recount. See if
I'm
I
correct.
don't know. I'll have to look.
Because after my last loss, I was like, fuck, dude, that sucks because Joey's tied. Now, if I lose another one, Joey's going to beat me as well.
Oh, did Joey get the last one wrong? What was the last one?
I can't remember what the last fight was. It was, wasn't it Anakin and Harry Potter? Or Luke and Harry Potter?
I picked Luke.
Oh, okay. No. It was Samus versus Boba Fett.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Tim Fett.
I picked Samus.
Bullshit battle, dude.
Yep.
And Timmy picked Boba, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I don't
Tim
know.
should be tied then.
Mm-mm.
I thought you were one. You were one behind.
Me
at
and
that
you were
point.
tied. And then I lost and went down. Or no, I was 1 behind Tim. You lost. Or I lost, you won. And then we tied. Now you're
Next
1 ahead.
Next video. I'll fucking.
Yeah, he-
I'll
2
give
ahead.
out. I'll give out all the where we're at.
I'm going to be right. And then Joey can fucking eat a fat one.
On our picture
I think me and Tim.
No, I'm not doing that. That's way too much work.
Nope.
I think I'm 1 ahead of you.
He might be.
I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, if you want to see
Not
the
that
score
matters.
right now, as well as another death battle, the next death battle is going to be Tracer versus Scout. If you want to see that right now, go ahead and go to
Already
Patreon.
know.
You can
Patreon.
Overwatch.
check that out. Otherwise, subscribe. That helps us out. Like, that helps us out. Comment, let us know who you think should have won the death battle. And follow us on Twitter at DarkStar Reacts.
Poll will be up. So
And
vote there.
Yeah, and that'll be there too. So, until next time, I'm Anthony,
I'm Tim.
I'm Joey.
And I'm Chris.
and we are DarkStar. Thanks for watching, guys.
I gotta change my